Everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis? Weren't those the 9/11 guys? They're asking me to go to the Middle East soon.
What? What? Where? Why?
Saudi Arabia and UAE or Dubai.
Dubai?
I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. I mean, how do you even promote that? You know, like from the folks that brought you 9/11. 2 weeks of laughter in the desert. Don't miss it. I mean, the same guy that's going to pay them is the same guy that paid that guy to bonesaw Jamal Khashoggi and put him in a suitcase. But don't let that stop the yucks. It's going to be a good time.
It's that special time of year. It's the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
The Riyadh Comedy Festival. 2 weeks of laughter and fun and hypocrisy, selling out, not having morals or empathy for other people and similar freedom of speech, worse freedom of speech situations. Okay, I've been waiting to talk about this, and that's because I don't know what to think about it. So, let's do it. Not all of the comedians listed here on the screen are going now. By the way, for example, Nimesh Patel is not going. Okay, so a lot of these comedians I either know or really like or really enjoy. And a lot of these comedians have been on either side, if not both sides, of the freedom of speech conversation. Most notably, David Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, Bill Burr, and Mark Normand. Okay, I've heard them many times speak on these subjects. I don't mean to pick on Mark Normand, but he does this joke comparing liberals and free speech and conservatives of free speech, and pretty much kind of connecting them to being two sides of the same coin as far as being offended and being taken down for people being offended. Yes, there are different implications of both, but funny joke highlights that topic. I have to say, for what it's worth, I'm disappointed in all of the people that are attending. I'm disappointed in. I know my disappointment doesn't matter to any of these people, and I'm disappointed because of the severity of lack of freedom of speech within that country. If any of them had any arguments against against being canceled or whatever, any consequences from their freedom of speech at all in the States, they no longer have an argument going to that special. None of them. They off people over there. They put them in prison for years just for saying the wrong thing. It is worse than over here by a lot. And yet, when there's money involved, it's okay. Because that's obviously why so many big names are going over there, right? Because these aren't small-time people. A lot of these people are not. These people make much more money than all of us. And yet, they couldn't say no to more money. I don't... Some of them, I might understand a bit more. I'm going to make fun of Louis C.K. on here. I see his face on there, and I can see why he's there. I think he's hilarious, but if I were in his shoes, I might contemplate that too. Pete Davidson's very interesting to me. All of them are, but he's mostly interesting. I don't mean to pick on him on this subject because I don't know enough about it, and I think this is a personal topic, but I want to bring it up because I think it's interesting. Saudi Arabia funding the events at 9/11. His father was a firefighter at 9/11. He perished there. I don't have any critiques against him on that subject, except for, not a critique, it's more of like a curiosity. I wonder what he thinks about knowing these things, because he must. He is perhaps the most fascinating person on this roster. That's gotta be, I don't even know how to even articulate that. Now, to all the comedians that have had reasons for going. I know Bill Burr has. I know Chris D'Stefano has. I know Dave Chappelle has. And I have to be honest with you. Like I know that our opinions don't matter to them at all. I mean, they do make money because of all of us enjoying their shows. So our opinions should matter to them. But they don't, right? Or else they wouldn't have gone. Nimesh Patel, exception there. Far as I know, he was going to go. heard a lot of people not being happy with him about it, and changed his mind. Which good for him. I have to highlight. You know what? People make mistakes, right? People make bad decisions. You have a choice. Are you gonna double down, or you just gonna mea culpa it? Mea culpa. Say my bad and switch gears. He did that. I have to say, out of all these comedians, I am immensely proud of him for that. I think it's a big deal for what it's worth. Oh, and if you wanted a list of all the comedians that are there you go, right there. I won't read them all. I won't list them all. You can see them. You can pause it, take your time with it. But there's a lot of them. Shout out to all of the ones that did say no. By the way, Shane Gillis. I really like Shane Gillis because he seems to have been attempted to have been pigeonholed as a certain type of comedian, maybe a more right-wing type, but he's not. He's very, I would say, probably one of the most, I don't like sides anymore. I don't like left-wing, right-wing, but he's perhaps one of the most middle ground comedians I've seen, where he almost has a South Park view of the world. I like that. Anyways, even more proud of him after hearing that he's just not doing it. Same thing with Stavros. I like him holding his own with Chris Distofano there. You can feel the awkwardness as Chris Distofano comes up with that wife excuse. I will say, though, in Chris Distofano's defense, it is hard to say no to your wife. I honestly, it is. I especially when it comes to money matters. That's a hard one. And Mark Maron is just hilarious. I don't think he was ever invited. With good reason. The guy's got very visible morals. And here are the rest who have either refused to go or were removed from the list. Good on them as well. I'll leave with my last thought. Morality. Doing things for those who mistreat others. And that's really the key here. If you know that these people are responsible for such behaviors, as we are seeing with our administration trying to ramp up to, then that shakes my very foundation of belief in you. Why does that matter? Why do you care about what I say, about what I think? Because again, as your audience, less of us want to pay attention to you. Social currency matters. Who you are matters. What you say matters. What you do matters. These are all things that these are how these comedians connect with their audience. Is they build up a trust between them. I remember Dave Chappelle saying a few comedy specials back, people trust me more than they trust the news because they know I'll give it to them straight. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it, right? And it's true. People do trust comedians more than they trust the news because a lot of the time they will give off the impression that they are giving it to us straight. But with a topic such as this, I am honestly surprised. So my last question to all of you is there a price on morality? Should money overwrite morals and common decency and social currency? I'll leave it at that, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, and by the way, Cho Koy, disappointed, but man, that guy gives an awesome show. Oh, I went there once years ago. That guy was singing like a beautiful songbird. Boy, oh boy, 90s R&B after a comedy show, the best. Okay, I'm done.